What's up, everybody? Welcome into another show, NBA show from SVR. Make sure you guys go to the website, www.svrpicks.com/NBA. Check out all the articles and NBA content we have over there. I'm your host, Jay Money. That's my guy, Jordan Sharp over there. It's my guy, Junior Browne, in the studio over there. Junior, what's up, my guy? Everything good with you?
Rough day yesterday. Thank God for them Baylor Bears. Like I told you before the show yesterday, I had them on the spread and money line, but this is an NBA show. No excuses. I made that Brooklyn bet assuming James Harden's going to play the whole game, obviously. He played 4 minutes, and the Nets had an uphill battle from there on because the Knicks really came to play. It's a huge rivalry in the city, obviously, so the Knicks really wanted to get one over. Nets ended up prevailing. Yeah, and I split the two bets I had with Phoenix, who came out a bit lackadaisical in the first quarter, but ended up winning the first half by 10. So just looking to bounce back. No excuses, but injuries are part of the game, I guess, right? So just looking to getting back on the right side of things today. What's up with you, Jordan? How was your day yesterday?
I did. I avoided the trap of the over of Sacramento and Minnesota yesterday. I know I mentioned that as one of my heavy leans yesterday, but I ended up staying away from it. But I made my money in the lone pick yesterday. The official show easy cash for Phoenix and Houston in that first half. Kind of wish I would have jumped on that full game too on that one because Houston's defense was a revolving door on that one. Phoenix basically was getting everything they wanted. And shouts to Jay yesterday on those Mavs. I should have jumped on that under. That was kind of another one I was toying with yesterday, but didn't end up cashing or didn't end up jumping on. So 1-0 yesterday, trying to make it another undefeated day today.
Yeah, let's get to it, my guys. Yeah, it was a nice day yesterday. I had the Mavs yesterday, man. I was down there at the American Airlines Center. I was pretty live. I was live, guys, live like a reporter. It seemed like a Mavs reporter. I was down there letting you know. I had broken people off with, hey, the Porzingis is out. I was like, damn, guys, come on, man. This paper plate guy ruled out. Say, we still get it done. So Cleveland was actually a better matchup for the Mavs without him out there. Cleveland, Dorian Finney-Smith came to play, my guys. Powell. It was tough there for the Nets. I was thinking about Junior. I was like, that's tough because when they have it to me, I feel like I've been robbed. Obviously, Junior made a nice play. What I'm saying, on the Nets there. Harden went out after 4 minutes, 3 assists in those 4 minutes, must say. So he was trying to find other people, but that's a tough game there. It happens though, guys. But yeah, I be feel like I get robbed when that happens. So it's not Junior's fault, guys. I must say. Obviously, expect the Harden being out there the whole game. They get the win though. Nets come back and get the win. That was crazy. The Knicks was up by like 15 points, so they win 114-112. The Raptors come all the way back. Trent probably kind of had like a little push off. It wasn't a chicken wing. He kind of extended, but a little flop too though. So they came back and won. He made the shot. So hey, you gotta give him the ref didn't care. So hey, that's the only thing that matters, right? 103-100. They come back versus the Wiz. The Timberwolves, D'Angelo Russell comes back off the bench. They get the win. Shot of energy, 116-106. The Kings reverting back to the Kings. 4 straight losses. Now, the Pistons smack up OKC there pretty rather easily, I must say, 132-108. Thunder not trying to win games right now. Not even the slightest. Just letting you guys know. Cavs versus Spurs. They rested Murray. Probably thought they could still win. Cavs smacked them up 125-101. This is what happens when you try and rest a player, then you still gonna win. But Suns, they sleepwalk over there versus the Rockets. Much bigger game on deck. That Rockets plus 14 is probably lock city with the Suns having such a bigger game on deck, guys. But happens, man. But on to today's game is what you guys are here for, Jordan. Just Mr. Wick. That's what they're here for. I got my dog with me today, like I'm Mr. Wick. We making part 5, Jordan. First game up, man. What we got? Bulls versus Pacers. Bulls versus Pacers line was at 1.5. Speaking of Jordan's Pacers over here, now the Bulls land 1. Jordan, are we getting Sabonis or Brogdon here? Obviously, the line is going to shift either way with the news of known. You got any inside info for us?
Nothing on the inside information just yet. I'm a little surprised that with those guys still questionable that the Pacers seem to be taking some money and the over seems to be getting hit because I kind of figured these would go in the opposite direction. It probably will if Brogdon and Sabonis are ruled out, but until I know more about them, real tough for me to take the points of the Pacers here. In fact, I'd kind of lean maybe towards the other side of this game if I had to play on it. I don't. But with those guys questionable, the Pacers can't grab a rebound to save their life. You got a Bulls team coming in here that's starting to put things together with their roster post-trade deadline. Had a nice win against Brooklyn the other night. Have played and covered against the Suns and Jazz here the last 2 before that. So It wouldn't surprise me to see Indiana win this game, but if I had to make a plan on it, you gave me a free bet, I think I would probably lay the 1 point with the Bulls here. I'm a little skeptical. I think even if Brogdon and Sabonis do play, the Bulls are good enough defensively to kind of slow down this offense, as we've seen can go real cold at times. Yeah, granted, they put up 139 points against the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs really aren't looking to win too many basketball games right now, as is. So both of these teams are. The Chicago Bulls, I think, probably going to be my lean in this one, but no official for me today.
Junior, you listen to a guy, man, when he goes against his own team, I must say. What you think about that, Junior?
Bulls money line -105. I took it early last night, or this morning, excuse me. Last night seems like this morning, you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I took it early, -105 on the money line. Bulls are 6-2 in their last 8 ATS. The Indiana Pacers are 5-16 in their last 21 at home ATS. Jordan mentioned they put up 139 on the Spurs. I wouldn't get too excited about that. The Cavs put up 125 against the Spurs last night. The Cavs couldn't even score 90 points until yesterday. So, I don't want to be too long-winded. Everybody knows I'd be riding with the baby Bulls. Jay, you know I'm going to see them in Atlanta on Friday once I leave Costa Rica tonight. I'd be on the move, Jay. I'm going to be betting heavy on that game because I'm going to be there.
Hey, real quick. I'm finna say, damn, Junior, you all over the place, man. Where you gonna sit?
I stay on the go, my guy.
Where you
Junior
stay
does,
at,
man.
Junior, where you stay at, man?
International man of mystery, Junior Browne.
Ladies, man, we're gonna think. What do you say? I got different. No, I can't even say we're in different area codes. No, I'm. Hey, what Junior you got? I want to be like you and that girl, man. I said, say, damn, Junior, you all over the place, boy. Send me a ticket, man. I'm trying to come to the game too. But real quick, in this game, yes, Bulls are. Can I call Blackjack real quick? I need Blackjack on to the Bulls. You know about the Bulls. He said Blackjack got like 4 L's in there and then a Z at the end. I love the way he said the Bulls. Bulls are nothing for me here, guys. I'm gonna tell you. So obviously, Sabonis or Brogdon going to move the line. I do think possibly one of them will play, and I'll get a better line with the Bulls. If I like the Bulls, I'm going to wait to see, obviously, what's up with the Pacers. I mean, if they're out, then it's going to go up to possibly Bulls -3. But, I mean, I'll like it even more if I know those are out. So, either way, I do like the Bulls here, but I think I'm going to wait to see what happens with those guys. Because, obviously, if both of them get in, it's probably go maybe Pacers -3.5. Maybe I could see it of Brogdon and Sabonis and 2 starters back into the lineup. I could see it. But yeah, I like the Bulls here, guys. So they've been playing a lot better and covered 3 straight games. I think I've been on them every game as well. I've been riding and die with the Bulls so much, Junior, that people are starting to ask if I was from Chicago. Like, no lie, people talking about, man, you from Junior, Jay Money from Chicago. He like the Bulls every game. I'm like, there's money to be made with them, bro. They're one of the best ATS teams, you know what I'm saying, in the league so far. So they just won. They just beat the Nets. Obviously, it was a Mad Day game. But before that, they covered against 2 really great, 2 of the probably best Western Conference teams right now, the Jazz and the Suns on the road. I think if you can play defense like that, their offense is a lot more consistent than the Pacers. They're still not gelling with this coach over there as well, man. So this is a revenge spot in theory for the Pacers, but it's Bulls are nothing for me here. They already beat them in Indiana February 15th, day after Valentine's Day, 120-112, my guys. So Bulls are nothing for me there. I think Junior's going to cash this one. But like I say, could possibly get +3 or plus money on that money line if those guys are ruled in. Let's get to the next game, my guys. We got the Pelicans versus the Hawks, man. Pelicans, are they even a team? Are they a G League squad, Junior? What are we doing with the squad? Is it Hawks for the easy win here, Junior, or what? You like anything here?
I don't know, but we've been talking about this all season, so I'll just double down on what I've been saying. When they hired Stan Van Gundy, I was like, how is this old school ass Stan Van Gundy going to get through these new school players? So far, the experiment's not working, right? That being said, I'm actually on the over in this game. The total seems a little low for these two teams. It's obviously being steamed up because it was gone up from 225.5 up to 228, I think, even 228.5 at some shops. I'm on the over 226. The Pelicanos play no kind of defense whatsoever. The Hawks are playing better defense under Nate McMillan, but they're not really the defensive team either. And I just don't think that the way that this team, the makeup of this team is built to stop, Zion or Brandon Ingram. I know that they got some long athletic guys, don't get me wrong. But I've been watching a lot of Zion and the company just trying to figure out what's wrong with the Pelicanos, and I don't have an answer to that question. but goddamn, nobody can stop Zion. You're either fouling him or he's dunking or it's a layup. Like, he's unstoppable. And we talked about his injury history, of him being injury prone. I mean, he just missed like a couple of games the other day, but he's been available the whole season. He's a real monster, and I feel like it's a real disservice to him to have a coach that doesn't seem to know how to use him properly, because the ball is not in his hands enough, in my opinion. But anyways, I'm going on a rant here. I'm on the over 226.
Is Zion gonna play?
Isn't he scheduled to play?
I think he's
Bro,
no, he's still
Zion,
questionable.
bro,
Him and Ingram are
Zion,
both questionable still.
Hold on, let me talk real quick, because the Pelicans seem like they're not trying to win games right now. I mean, it's just me,
right.
But they just and it's kind of pissed me off. Obviously, I took them one game. I was a victim of it. Like, there's no way in hell I'm betting the Pelicans right here. But so right now, it's what they're doing. It's this game that they're playing with. It's the reason why I'm so riled up right now. Zion and Ingram have been questionable the last couple of games, and then they'll rule them out the last 8. Guys, if you're just gonna sit them out, if you're tanking, just hold them out. If they really have injury, just say they're not playing. This is just a game that they play with us all day. Have them questionable all day, and then ruled out at the last minute. It's an actual game that they're playing with us, and that's why I just stay all away from games. Talking about it so we could break it down, but I can't stand it. I could see them doing it again. They already ruled out Alexander Walker, so he's not playing. So they're showing that, you know what I'm saying, hey, if you got even a minor injury, you can go ahead and sit out. Adams came back the last game, but I could see them resting Williamson and Ingram again, not trying to win again. It's the only thing I say. That's why I'm standing all the way away from this game. Those 2 big injuries, obviously, it's the game right there. So, Jordan, well, sorry to get so riled up, but this is total BS that they even let these teams get away with this, Jordan. You like anything with this one?
No, I don't have any play. I do like Junior's lean, though, on the over, simply because, like you said, we don't really know what the Pelicans are doing right now. It kind of seems like they still have an outside shot at the playoffs, only 3 games out, and their schedule remaining is not that difficult. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to turn things around here over the last third of the season and make a run. That being said, I don't think any 3 of us on here, and not many people, I probably should have much confidence in them to do that, just because they haven't been able to put it together. I think, like what Junior was saying about SVG, I'm willing to give him one. I think if you're the Pelicans ownership, you got to be like, okay, we paid him all this money, we got to at least let him see if he can get it together, and maybe this is just the first year hiccups. But you're right, like the seat's getting hotter every second they lose a game they shouldn't. And tonight with Atlanta missing John Collins, one of their best players, DeAndre Hunter, their best defender, their best shooter, and Cam Reddish, or at least one of them. Like, this is a game you should be able to win theoretically, fully healthy. But like Jay was talking about, do they even want to win games at this point? Are they content with tanking in a tough Western Conference and saying, yeah, we're 3 games back, but you know what? Let's just get a draft pick and try again next year, because we're not really ready to man up as the young boys that these young Pelicandos are, as we've talked about all the time. We're not ready to compete in the Western Conference. Let's just pack it in, get a nice lottery pick out of this, and try again next year for this. I don't know the answer. It seems like that's what they're doing with, like Jay was talking about, with their injury report situation. But man, it's tough to get a read on either of these teams, because like I said, the Hawks are banged up. Can't really fully trust them right now. Their defense is real suspect. So I think I'm just endorsing Junior's over the longer I talk here, because that's where the steam has gone. It seems like neither of these teams are real interested in playing much defense right now. So I guess I'm leaning over at this point after all that, but nothing official for me on this one.
Yo, I see people in the chat saying Zion's out for sure. Like,
this is why I go and sit as a spot.
I just want to know, like, and I'm not even trying to be funny,
Junior.
If y'all know Zion is out,
Junior,
what's your source? Where
just
are you
real
getting
quick
this information?
Bro, the Pelicans don't care right now.
I'm not talking about you, but I'm saying if you tell me, like in the chat, because like I think some people, and I'm not trying to go on a rant. I'm just being dead serious. So a lot of people come on the show or in the chats and say this person, this person's pick suck, that person picks up. But the point of the show is not to tell y'all who to pick. We just sharing information, and then y'all make the best choice with the information available to you. So what I'm saying is, if you're in the chat saying Zion is out, what's your source? Because people are trying to bet money on this. So if you don't know, you shouldn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay's saying he believes that Zion is going to be out, but he's not telling me he's seen it official. Y'all are saying stuff in the chat that's misleading. Y'all are costing people money. So like, it is what it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I would definitely. Yeah, he's right, guys. Don't say somebody's out. They're not actually out. Obviously, been questioning him and Ingram. And be honest, me, it doesn't seem like they care, even if they do play. In theory, this is a revenge spot for the Pelicans. The Hawks did just smack them up. Obviously, the Pelicans sat out their whole starting five. The Hawks were without Trae Young and Gallinari. They still pulled away from them in the second half, showed they were a better team. The Hawks act like they care more. They have more to play for right now. Still playing for their coach. The coach is actually teaching them things. They actually care about playing and winning. It's just something I'm seeing in the NBA right now. It's Hawks or nothing for me. You maybe wait for the Pelicans here. I don't think they care right now. I could see Ingram and Williamson out again, but they could possibly play. I mean, maybe if the Pelicans care a little bit, like Jordan say. I mean, I'm looking at they do have an outside chance, but it's just they don't really seem like that. I really feel like that Hawks game, if they really wanted to win, that was a very winnable game for them. Them sitting out all their guys was very telling. So we talk about this game a little too long. It's Hawks or nothing for me. I think the Hawks will probably smack them up, even if Zion and come in there. Hawks they care more right now. It's as simple as that. Next game up. 76ers versus the Celtics, my guys. Huge game here. Line opened up to 1 for the 76ers. Up to 2 now, probably touching 2.5, I'm sure. Obviously, Embiid, the Sixers handled them twice already, Junior. Is it going to be another easy 76ers win here, my guy?
I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think that a few weeks ago I said I was out with the Celtics, and I still kind of feel that way. The Celtics are just not a good team right now. They have a lot of talent, but they're just not a good basketball team. They're not deep enough. The reason why I'm not laying the points with the Sixers here is that the Sixers are not covering spreads lately. I think they're like 1-4 ATS in their last 5. Yeah, exactly. They're 1-4 ATS in their last 5. So I'm not going to lay the points with them, and I don't feel confident enough in the Celtics to take the points. But I do think it's going to be a playoff atmosphere. I think that 222 points between these two teams, it seems like a lot of points. I think the winner of this game scores under 110. So official play under 222 in this game.
Got you. I couldn't talk you out of that. My dogs just had an accident over there, guys. Jordan, it's all good, man. I'm gonna get to him in a little bit. Jordan, what you liking in this game, my guy?
Well, if you bet the under in this game, like Junior's telling you to, you'll feel better about that situation that you got going on there with your dog, because the under is definitely the play in this game. I'm locked in at 222.5 as well. For a lot of reasons Junior was talking about, the biggest thing is I think the Boston Celtics defense is actually like slowly returning to form. I don't know if they're like completely back, but this is going to be a pretty big test with Embiid back in there. Obviously, the Sixers offense is immensely better with him on the court, like 10 to 12 points per 100 possessions at least. I haven't checked his on-off splits in a while, but it's going to be a tough test for them, especially a team that struggles with bigs. But I think Robert Williams is up for the task tonight. He's been showing a lot here over the last few weeks. I think the Celtics are slowly, like with him playing more minutes, are slowly kind of, I think there's very correlated with how their defense has been improving. So as long as he stays out of foul trouble, obviously no Tristan Thompson tonight, so they're going to be a little thin in that regard after Williams if he does get into foul trouble. But I think these two teams, the fact that they've now played each other twice this season, both times have gone over. I think that's a huge recipe for the under to come back and cash here in this one. The last time, the first half, they barely scored over 100 points against one another. I think we see that again. So not only am I on under 222.5 the full game, I like under 113.5 in the first half as well in this one.
Gotcha. I couldn't talk you off of that, Jordan. I think it's super sharp looks. You guys know I hate playing totals. Total opened up at 223. It's down to 221.5. I do think that this will be a playoff type of game. Just for what it's worth. Obviously, it is a double revenge spot for the Celtics. They didn't have anybody to guard. Embiid the first couple games. This time they are starting Robert Williams third. Just the way I'm looking at it, the third. I do think that he'll have a lot better success versus Embiid than what they were throwing out there. Tice, Thompson, Grant Williams. Like what? Come on, man. What are we doing here? But I think it could be a defensive game regardless of who wins. But I do think that maybe the 76ers, like a lot of people looking at this, just to show you how I look at games, this is a double revenge spot for Celtics at the house. They have been a little lackluster this year, but they could possibly get up for this game. It's actually crazy. I mean, I want to lean to the 76ers, but I know everybody's going to look at this, seeing they beat them twice already this year, and think it's going to be easy. This time on the road, I could make a case for the Celtics, to be honest with you. I think the under is stronger play. Next game up, guys, Lakers versus Raptors here. Raptors line opened up at 2.5, was I think maybe 3 or whatever. Now I said Lakers at -1, my guys. Here, what you thinking with this one, Jordan? You think that the Raptors have beat them like 10 straight times? You think they get it going, or can the Lakers win without AD and LeBron? What you think this one?
I am kind of curious as to what you guys have to think about this one, because I'm actually a little bit stumped by this game somewhat. I'm really Mostly just shook because I saw this total last night, and I was kind of thinking about taking the under last night, and I just said, let me see what it looks like this morning. And then it was down 5 whole points, and so I'm a little sad I missed that because the lean was if Fred VanVleet was officially ruled out. Like I think that's what moved most of this, another point and a half or so from this morning. But without him coming off of a back-to-back last night, and then you have a Lakers squad obviously who's been very much struggling on offense the last few weeks and has also cashed the under 6 straight games now. Could also be getting Drummond back tonight to clog up the paint a little bit. I don't know if his toes situation's healed up or not. But with all the guys missing for Toronto, it's very hard for me to see a lot of offense in this game. So I think the lean is on under, but I missed the move big time on this one, so I'm probably just going to stay away at this point because 208 don't have a ton of cushion in this one. But you see the Lakers, what they've looked like here over their last 5 or so. It's been a struggle to get to 100, but they've also done a pretty good job of holding opponents down there to around 100 as well. So I can see a very, very slow-paced game in this one if they take hold and try to water this one down a lot. But like I said, 215 and 208, there's a big difference between that too. So I think lean under, but probably not going to get on board after all the movement we saw.
Exactly. Junior, what you think about your ex squad, the Raptors here? They Tampa Bay Raptors now. Like I say, they've pretty much owned the Lakers. When the last time the Lakers have been there? I know the last 10 I'm looking at for sure all the way back to 2015. The Raptors have won 10 straight games and covered 9 out of the past 10. Junior, I think that's so crazy when I looked at that. Junior, what do you think about that? How do you feel?
I don't feel anything. I feel like this game is a huge pass. I agree with Jordan that the only value that I see it would be on the under, but the damn total has been steamed down 7 full points. It's madness. Without VanVleet and Kyle Lowry, what exactly? Who are you even betting on? Who's taking up those minutes? Where's the offense coming from? Where's the leadership coming from? Where's the defense coming from? Like those two are at least 50% of that team because Pascal Siakam is a distant third on that team. I would even say that homeboy that they just traded,
Norm Powell, opt out too.
It's been better than Pascal Siakam. So honestly, like without those two in the mix, it would have to be Lakers or nothing for me. But I think the sharp play was on the under 215, even up to like under 213. Once you get under 212, 210, it's getting a bit dicey there.
Lake show for me, my guys. Got on at the pick not too long ago, actually, right before the show. Pick Celtics -1. I like it. I think the Lakers are going to win, my guys. Regardless. I mean, the injuries for the Raptors just make it even worse, to be honest with you. But Lakers, I mean, they started getting used to play with that. If you watch them, been getting used to play without LeBron and AD. Obviously, I mean, they still have formidable players over there. They just have to figure it out. Just have to get on one accord. You see what I'm saying? Still playing good defense, to be honest with you. So they're keeping these games lower pace, but still have one of the top 5 defense in defensive rating over the past 5 games. See what I'm saying? So they won 3 out of those past 5 games. It was versus the Cavs versus the Magic. See what I'm saying? They lost versus the Bucks, lost versus the Clippers. So they're coming off a bad game. They had the rest advantage in this spot. Obviously, the Raptors are starting to be a less than type of squad. They're off 2 wins. Don't even really seem like they want to win. No hood. So you got Gary Trent, like you say, been traded over there. He's the best player on the team now. That's just so crazy. The fact you had to come back and win that game versus the Wizards, with that how they've been playing, like they don't want to win right now without Bill sat out another game, something to keep note as well. But regardless, all boxes checked here. I do like the Lakers -1. I think the fact that they lost all those games versus the Raptors, I know the type of player that LeBron is. He probably near like we lost versus these guys 10 straight games. I know I'm not out there, but y'all better effing come to play. And we just got our teeth kicked in by the Clippers from the start. You see what I'm saying? I think if they come to play versus this version of the Raptors, I think the Lakers should win this game. To be honest with you, so I'm betting on it. Give me the Lakers. I'll make it official -1. I'm on it pick money line, but Lakers. I would bet this at alternate line. I would bet Lakers -3 at plus money. So, I mean, I think they win this game by 5 points, double digit, going away. Lakers for me, my guys. Next game up, Grizzlies versus the Heat. This line opened up at 4.5, went to 5 rather quickly, I must say. Jordan, what are you liking? Do you like the Grizzlies in this spot?
I like the Grizzlies, but I'm not betting them because I am on the under because I think it's a much better play. But I do like the Grizzlies. I think that the Heat. The 2 things that scare me, the things that are keeping me off the Grizzlies, like I said, I lean that way, but I'm not going to do it for 2 reasons. One, They're not fully healthy tonight. They're missing Justice Winslow and DeAnthony Melton. That's those two big sources, one on one side of the ball, one on the other side of the ball. Melton the offense, Winslow probably more on defense. But Winslow has been producing for them offensively as well. So that's two big missing pieces. The third reason is the Miami Heat have been playing really well, and I think the Oladipo trade is going to slowly but surely, especially after they've had 2 days off between their last game and this game, they got some more practice time with him after a nice little warm-up game with Cleveland. Like, this is the spot where they could come out and really start to assert their dominance again. Oladipo is kind of the player that they've been missing that Robin to Jimmy Butler's Batman, and now that they have that, as well as all the young talent they still have, and they really didn't have to give up anything to get him, I think you could see a spot where the Miami Heat start to click here and start to turn things around. They've already kind of showed that, but they really haven't beaten anybody that good. The New York win was good, but the Pacers, let's be honest, they're not anywhere close to what they've been. The Warriors, that was a pretty good win. The Cavs, enough said. Like, this would be a really big win for them, and I think they probably come out and at least have a very good showing, so I don't want to bet against that. But the reason I do like that is because the under, I think, is both of these teams shine on defense. The Heat have been the fifth best defense in the league over their last 5 games. Grizzlies are a top 5 team on the road defensively. They both bring on that side of the ball every night. You know that they're gonna have 100% effort, because I think both these teams play hard pretty much every night. And on top of that, the Heat are built really well to stop Ja Morant. He's going to get several different looks tonight, including Jimmy Butler, which is not great. And you saw their last meeting that neither of these two teams scored 90 points. So I don't see that low of a scoring game by any means this time, but I do think it could be another one where we see the winner is probably going to be in the low 100s. One of these teams could be below 100 as well tonight. So give me the under 216 on the official.
Junior, what you like? Alvin Smith in the chat. I love you, my guy. I love when people do that, bro. I love it. I appreciate you for watching, my guy. Junior, what you like in this spot?
They never rest, Jay. They never rest. I don't have a look in this spot. I try to talk myself into the Grizzlies, but just watching Miami the last couple of games, I'm gonna tell you what it is about Miami that scares me off the Grizzlies. I'm not laying this many points with Miami because I'm still not 100% convinced that they're right. But when the Heat have 5, 6, and even last game 7 guys scoring in double figures, that's Heat basketball. They're not a top-heavy team where it's just one guy that carries them. It's more of a by-committee thing. And if they can get all their guys clicking and scoring points and getting confidence, I think they probably win this game. Do I want to lay 5 points, which is basically 2 possessions or 3 possessions if you're old school? Not really. I'd rather just stay away and just observe and see if Miami's for real now that they're taking a step up in competition. Because, again, like Jordan mentioned, yeah, they won some games in a row, but who are they really beating? If they beat the Grizzlies now, who have won like 7 of their last 11 and who look like they're starting to click, I might be more interested in investing with Miami moving forward. But I'm still not all the way a believer that they're right now.
Yeah, I'm laying points with the Heat. I don't mind laying it. Yes, no, not to a knock versus Junior, but who have the Grizzlies beat? Let me take the glass off. They beat the Warriors. So first game without Steph, they got their ass smacked without the Warriors, and that's the Grizzlies squad I think we might see today. I've seen it's not the Grizzlies squad of last year. They wouldn't have lost without Steph like that, a bad loss like that. The next night they win. They probably shouldn't have covered that game. Got lucky. Okay, so you beat the Warriors. You beat a struggling Celtics team in overtime without Jaylen Brown, or no, I think it was without Jason Tatum in that game. You beat OKC, who was tanking. I'm glad you did. I was there. I had the pants on that day. You see what I'm saying? Well, they beat the Rockets. You were down 10 points the whole game, and you came back in the fourth quarter win because the Rockets, Jordan, Rockets tanked that one away. Who else? So they beat the Timberwolves. Okay, maybe, you know what I'm saying? They beat the 76ers without Embiid. Maybe. Okay, I understand. I'm glad they're coming off that win. Grizzlies been playing well, guys. Covered 4 straight. Covered 8 of the last 9. I don't think they're covering today. Simple as that. They are going up a different beast here. I was on the Grizzlies versus the Heat, guys. They just faced off. It was a 5-game and 7 nights for the Heat. They still damn near almost won the game with 3rd game in 4 nights, back-to-back travel spot, all this. You know what I'm saying? They still almost beat the Grizzlies. I'm glad that they didn't. I was all over the Grizzlies. In this particular game, I like the Heat, -5. They've been at the house for a couple of games. Yeah, they played a couple of lesser opponents, the Warriors and the Cavs, but they handled them. It's not that matters. You just beat whoever's in front of you. You beat the Pacers before that, beat the Knicks. They played a really representative game up there in New York versus a tough defensive squad. I think the Heat are clustering wins right now. I think they're playing good basketball right now at the house. revenge spot. You saw them. The Grizzlies was laying 2 in Memphis. Now the Heat laying 5. That's a 7-point differential. Shit, I think the books are telling you a numerical story. I think that 5 with the Grizzlies, 5.5 with the Grizzlies looks nice. It looks lovely. I think the Heat are lined up, fire up under Grizzlies' bare ass. Heat -5, top. Let's go, my guys. Next, I don't even know what we're talking about this game. Next game up, Pistons versus Nuggets. Junior. I mean, we're gonna talk about it, but I don't have anything on it. So Pistons, Nuggets, Junior, what you like, my guy?
Yeah, these games are just not for me, my guy. minus 12, or were they minus 15, 14 the other day?
Murray just questionable. He got listed questionable. That's why.
I'm just not. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't even waste my time capping this game. This seems like a trap to me. Detroit is frisky. They suck. They don't win games. But they've busted me in enough spreads this season that these games where I look at it and I'm like, well, obviously this team is going to murder Detroit. Not really. And if you watch Denver in their last game, they came out pretty lackadaisical in the first half. They were getting their asses kicked. They had to come back real heavy to win their last game. I said the last time I capped Denver that at some point they got to come back down to earth. I don't know if it's against this Pistons team and they might end up smashing them, but this game has live bet written all over it for me. It's the only way that I see that I could possibly find some value with this ridiculous spread. So all of a sudden we live in a world where the Nuggets are favored by double digits every single night. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything on this game. I mean, the Nuggets are been one of the best teams in the league over this past month. One of the top 5 teams.
For sure.
Top 5 records over the league. So I mean, and with Gordon over there, the defense is a whole lot better. They can switch pretty much anything now. I know Murray's sitting this now, and it's the new NBA. I think they should be favored this much, but Murray probably won't sit because they know they can win the game even without him. Jeremy Grant coming back to Denver though, but it's a back-to-back spot for them. They're not really trying to win games right now. So just letting you guys know. But yeah, total pass for me, Jordan. Anything you like on this one, my guy?
Yeah, big pass for me. We got 2 better games to talk about.
Let's get to it.
I will say one thing. I think you guys are right about this being a trap spot for Denver, simply because, like you said, if Jamal Murray sits out, I was kind of hoping the Pistons were going to save some of those buckets last night for tonight, but I don't know if they ran out of buckets last night in Oklahoma City. We'll see if they can get that kind of success against this Denver team. Probably not, but like you said, if Denver doesn't take them seriously, I mean, they can hang around. You know, they can keep us within 10. I'm not saying I'm gonna bet it, but like I wouldn't just outright fade the Pistons here just because they're on a back-to-back and just because of the Pistons. Like, we know they're one of the worst teams in the league, but also they're a little feisty. Jeremy Grant could keep them in this game. He could have about 30 tonight if Denver doesn't take him seriously.
Next game up, Bucks versus Warriors, my guys. Bucks got 2 more games up, Junior. We got Bucks versus Warriors here. You think the Bucks smack them up? The Warriors finally bounce back at some point, or do the Bucks cover this spread, Junior?
So yeah, Bucks first half -3.5 official play. Bucks have been the second best first half team defensively since the All-Star break. The Bucks, we've been saying all season, you know, they haven't looked right. Well, they haven't looked right, but they're only 2 games out of first place in the Eastern Conference. And I said, Jay, you remember, I said before this trip, if you look at the teams that they're playing on this trip, they can win every single one of these games. Once they get past the 2 LA teams, all these games are winnable. And I think that after today, they're in a rough spot. They go to Dallas, and then weirdly, they got to go home to play Charlotte, and then go right back on the road to play Orlando on the Sunday. So they got this weird little stretch where they got 9 road games and 1 home game sandwiched in between. I think the next game against Dallas is their letdown spot. I think tonight they see, I don't want to say an easy win, but they see a team who they can come out, put their foot on their necks in the first half like they've been doing to most teams since the All-Star break, and get out of there with a dub. I don't know if they're going to cover the full spread, just because I still think Golden State is a team with a little bit of pride, and they'll try to play hard at home. But it's hard for me to believe that Golden State is anything but a lottery team after seeing the goddamn Raptors. I mean, the Raptors were up like 60 points at one point in that game. I don't give a fuck who's playing. If you can't be a professional team down 60 points to a team that's like 10th place in the East or 11th place in the East, it's ridiculous. So I'm fading the shit out of the Warriors and backing the Bucks. I'm talking for too long, so Bucks money line heavy. That's my main play. Everything else is just
What?
little sprinkles here and there.
All right, Jordan, what you liking, my guy? You like what you liking the Bucks with Junior in this one or what, my guy?
I just want to ask a question. Is there much incentive here for the Warriors to be like really try hard for the 8 seed or no?
Doug,
Because the answer
before
is
you
no.
even say that, I just want to say this. We keep talking about the Thunder tanking as much as possible. The Warriors are only like 2.5, 3 games ahead of the Thunder, who are trying to lose. So that's my answer to that.
Yeah, and it's no. I mean, you bring up a perfect point. It's kind of my question. It's like, what incentive that the Warriors? You're looking around the room. You're missing Klay Thompson. You know you're not getting him back regardless. What benefit? We already saw last year. They already got paid off by tanking and getting James Wiseman in the draft at number 2. Like let's. I mean, people are going to say, yeah, they probably could have had LaMelo Ball. Like that's that's going to be the discussion of all time. But like honestly, they're going to try to do that again. Like they knew kind of when Klay went down this year. It's like, look, this Western Conference is stacked. We're probably not going to make the playoffs anyways. Let's just try hard. Let's go out there. Hope Steph doesn't get hurt. By the time we get to this point in the season, we'll just slowly start to kind of not play much defense, and that's exactly what you've seen from them over there. So, I mean, it's Bucks or nothing for me in this one. I don't know. The Warriors do have some pride. This is like the last game you would kind of expect to see it, because if you don't see it tonight against one of the league's best coming in, you're now down probably 3.5 games, but you're grouped together with a bunch of teams that you could probably even out tank and potentially get a higher draft spot. Like for me, I just can't tell what the Warriors are doing right now. If they're trying to win games, they're trying to race to the bottom. It kind of seems like the latter right now. So in no way am I taking the points here tonight. It would be Bucks or nothing for me, but just a lean right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm staying away from this game. Absolutely nothing on it for me. I did think that the Warriors going to bounce back in the last game versus the Hawks. Is a spot I would taking 100 times out of 100. In theory, the way I look at games, if they were going to bounce back one, it would probably be this one. If not the Hawks game in this one, I'm not betting it. If I had to take it, it would be Warriors. If I had a free bet, I'm not taking this game, though, with nobody else's money. So, I mean, I hope they get blown out. I can't stand this Warriors team right now. They pissed me off the other day, but just letting you guys know how I look at it. At one of those games, they're going to come back and show that they, you know what I'm saying, even if they tank every single game after that, one of those games, they're going to come back and avenge that terrible loss that they had. So, I'm not even saying I lean the Warriors. If I had a free play, I would probably bet the Warriors, but I don't even care about this game. Next game up, last game up. Blazers versus Clippers. Clippers laying 5.5 at the house. Junior, you like anything in this one, my guy?
Blazers are nothing for me. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but I think the Blazers are being a little bit disrespected here. The Clippers are a great team, but I think that the Blazers have what it takes to at least hang around. Unless you guys can convince me as to why this line is so high. Is someone hurt for the Blazers? I just think the Blazers are back to their full score. I think especially getting their big men back. Although, there you go. Nurkic is out for this game, right? So yeah. that kind of makes more sense. I guess I would still lean Blazers. I'm not laying all these points with the Clippers. I still think the Blazers are a pretty good team that can hang around with them. And I am no fan of Portland, as I made clear on this show many, many times. I rarely ever bet them. But I think +6, that the value's on Portland, in my opinion, anyways.
Got you. Jordan, you like anything in this one I got? Maybe what? First half over. I can see Jordan on that first half over.
I thought about some overs in this one, but I'm staying away from this game. I think that the Clippers defense, I think they're good enough to kind of slow down this very hot Blazers offense. Who's been putting up a ton of numbers here lately, but it has been against a little bit of a depressed competition here for their last 5. So I'm not quite ready to jump on the Blazers bandwagon just yet when you're beating 4 lottery teams and then you lose to Milwaukee sandwiched in between there. Like I'm not quite yet convinced that their defense is as good as what the last 5 has been showing to me, but I know that the Clippers defense is for real. And I know they've been playing really good defense despite some losses there at home. I think they obviously haven't elicited much confidence, which is why I'm not on either side of this one at all. And I am a little surprised that the total has sprung upward this much, just because it does seem like this is going to be kind of a playoff style atmosphere for this game. But still missing some pieces for the Clippers. Obviously, they get to try out DeMarcus Cousins to see if he has anything left tonight. So truthfully, it's going to be tough for Portland without Nurkic to kind of combat what they have going on inside. But of course, the Clippers still without Ibaka, but still, like, you got Zubac and Cousins now against a Portland team that was without the Bosnian Beast. it's going to be real tough for them to stop that tonight. So laying off of this game, but definitely going to be one to watch. I'm as excited about this game as probably any of the other ones on the slate, maybe except for Memphis, Miami. So definitely going to be a good one to watch, but nothing for me. No action on this one.
Got you, Jordan. Break them off with your official plays, my guy.
Yep, got under 216 Memphis and Miami tonight, and I got under 222.5 Philly Boston, under 113.5 first half of that game.
Lovely, lovely. Junior, break them off with your officials.
Chicago, money line -1.5. Boston, Philly under. Pelicanos and the Birds, the Atlanta Birds, over. And then Bucks, first half, -3.5.
Got you. It's going to be Heat and Lakers for me, my guys. Heat and Lakers trying to go 2-0. Let's have a big day. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm your host, Jay Money. That's Jordan Sharp. That's Junior Browne. We will be back tomorrow. We gone.